Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High on this Thursday lightning round. This is going to be the fastest show we've ever done. Tone, good morning, mate. How are you? Good?
Good.
Good.
Let's go.
Well, let's get the charts. All right. This is going to be really cool. I'm starting on the 4-hour time frame because this is what I said in yesterday's show. This black line, I went back and watched it and timestamped it. This is when I said, this is a buy. This is a really good buy zone because I really like the idea that we put in the low, that we had a fantastic recovery that came up almost to the black line, which I wanted to see us get above. But we didn't. We weren't able to do it, but we stalled out on all the major moving averages, got rejected, but we put in what looks like now, which doesn't have to be, a really good higher low, which can change the market structure of putting in lower lows all the way down. Now, this can fade really quick. So I still think there's possibly a buy on the table right this minute, but you would have that black line that I put in at 107,500 as your stop loss. I do still think there's a buy on, even though yesterday I was very excited for a potential buy because we knew where the stop loss would be at 105, 106 in that zone. You could even say the MRI support and line here at 106 was probably a perfect spot to put a stop loss. It's nothing much. It's nothing that, that's going to change your life. But if we can retain these moving averages, roll them over, I really do think on the second attempt to break that black line at 115, we'll bore straight through it. But, there's nothing's there yet. The daily looks exactly the same. It's a really nice W pattern forming. We came back down to the 200 simple moving average. We're now above the 7. Let's kick on this on the daily time frame. Let's start tomorrow's candle above 110,822. What? Well, 110. Oh my God, 110,666. I've got a friend watching right now, an Australian friend who's insane about numbers. 666 is his favorite thing in the world. I'll send this to him. Alex, if you're watching, mate, yo. Let's start tomorrow's candle above 1666, and I'll be feeling really good. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get a daily green star candle on tomorrow's candle, if I'm not mistaken, because it's a fifth candle in the sequence. But can today still be a green star, or would it have to get above 114,224 Tone?
Today can be a green star, but it would have to get up high. It would. Yeah. That's the only way you're gonna get it. Not that high.
That's where the wick went to.
Yeah, but also, our faces are blocking the price.
Oh,
I'm just realizing that is not ideal.
No. We'll work on that.
Yeah, it would have to be above that dotted line, but that looks like 110. We have to get above 110. We don't have to get above 114, but we got to get above that 110 area.
All right. Once again, on the weekly, nothing much here. We went all the way up and touched the 7 simple, got rejected like a fucking stone, came back down to the 30, and now we're sitting sort of in the middle of nowhere. But, we just need time. We need time, and once again, I'll repeat the verb that if we get above that black line at 115, 500, I'm feeling really good. Coming back to you in the studio now, Tone Base.
Hold on. There's something off on your screen share, because if I flip to my screen share, right, we see the prices on the left side. So there's something off on the template. We gotta review your template, because on my template, this isn't the problem.
Yeah. I see that. I see it, and I respect it. Let's have your analysis. Please subscribe, share with your friends, blah, blah, blah. Tone, what do you got?
Yeah, so someone hit me up yesterday. I forget on which form of DMs. And they asked me, because I keep saying how, well, if the stock market is making new highs, Bitcoin should also be making new highs. And that's why I am kind of encouraged that this is not the start of a Bitcoin bear market. And as long as the stock market is making new highs, we'll be fine. And someone pointed out what happened in 2021. And I wanted to go and take a look. You can see with the COVID crash, you can see that we're lined up right here. This was the COVID crash. They both started falling at pretty much the same time. Here we are in February. Here's here's the first week of February. We're making new all-time highs in the stock market. I think they're all-time highs in the stock market. And in Bitcoin, they weren't new all-time highs, but we're close. We're coming out of the bear market. Then they both crash. Now, here's where the interesting part comes in. Bitcoin tops in April of 2021. Here's the S&P in April of 2021. And the S&P keeps going all the way into December. The S&P topped at the very end of 2021, going into 2022. Bitcoin got derailed, but this was the Chinese mining ban. We've talked about this all the time, especially with Mark Wood, where had the China not banned mining, this crash would not have happened, and we would have continued to go straight up, and who knows where the top would have been. I expected the top to be in the $80,000 range, like 80, 90. Other people were expecting 300,000 for Bitcoin. Those predictions didn't work out. I was the more moderate one at the time. But once again, it was Bitcoin that was lying to you. And by end of year, back in November, by the way, this is when we were at the Dubai Financial Summit. I believe you were there.
Was
and this is where Bitcoin is making new all-time highs. This is the first week of November. And you can see here is the first week of November in the S&P. The S&P also made a new all-time high right here. So they did go back in line. Now, that's when Bitcoin topped and started to fall. And you can kind of claim, yeah, but the S&P continued to make a new high into December, like, 3 or 4 weeks later. Yes, technically the S&P made a new high, but it was a new high by like 0.5%. And then the S&P got derailed. So Bitcoin never had a chance to come back to new all-time highs to match the S&P. So we were in line back then, and I think we are still in line. Now, had the S&P kept going, if the S&P did not have a bear market in 2022, it's possible Bitcoin would not have had a bear market in 2022 either. Right here, when Bitcoin starts to tick back up in late December 2021, that's when the S&P starts its decline. And now Bitcoin can't go against the S&P, and it continues to fall in line with the S&P. And ironically, they both find the bottom in October. Here's October 10th. That's the low for the S&P, and we never even came close to this low again. And here is the low in Bitcoin, same place in October, maybe early November, but this was the FTX collapse. And even the FTX collapse couldn't take Bitcoin any lower because guess what? The stock market found the bottom. Ironically, the stock market found the bottom in October on a monthly MRI buy inside a weekly MRI buy. And I don't really remember what I was saying on these days, but I guarantee you I was the most bullish person on the fucking planet right here in a combination of October, weekly MRI buy, monthly MRI buy. I cannot be any more bullish because October is my favorite month to buy the dip. And I would have been the same for Bitcoin right here. And this October MRI weekly buy got derailed by FTX.
That was just before Bali Financial Summit. Just before the Bali Financial Summit. So the first one you said, was I in Dubai? I was not in Dubai for that first one. I was in Dubai for the next one. You're right. I remember this now. I remember all of this.
And so we were correlated back then as well. I wanted to take a look at the charts in real time. Okay.
It's great. It's a great correlation.
Real quick on the analysis. I'm not even going to go to the monthly. No reason to. Weekly, I don't like this candle. Today is already Thursday. We need to get this number up. We need to close this ideally right at the moving average. I want to see at least 113. I want to see us, get back more than half of last week's losses. This needs to go higher. I'm not comfortable with this week closing at current levels. The daily chart is on a good path. We're going to break the MRI count here. I'm pretty confident in that. Actually, no, we may not break the MRI count, but we're not going to get that green star candle. Again, we need to get this up. We need to, these moving averages are about to cross completely. We need to keep this time of them being crossed over to a minimum. And again, I really want to see a daily close above this 110 level. This needs to happen either today or tomorrow. But if it happens over the weekend, it's not enough. I really want to see it on Monday. I want to see us trade above all the moving averages. No later than Tuesday, I want to see us trade above the moving averages of 114. And I do want to see today or tomorrow close above 110. Otherwise, I will be concerned, but not crazy concerned, because we are trending up. So I will only be crazy concerned if we are getting a new low daily close. But I just don't see how we're going to get a new daily low close with the stock market making new highs. Now, if the stock market doesn't make new highs, right? Remember, the stock market has not made a new all-time high yet. This is very, very critical. If the stock market now starts to go down, if the stock market now starts to approach, 6,600, then this is that, classical bubble top where it's almost back to new highs. The classical, classic bubble chart. Everyone's seen this a million times. That is what we're looking at the moment. It's like this. Personally, I don't think we're in this phase. I don't think the stock market has gone exponential. So I think we are going to make new highs. But if we don't, then yes, this actually might apply. And then the bull markets are done. They're done in Bitcoin. They're done in the S&P. We're done. In the meantime, short-term chart, I don't like this current hour. I was very enthusiastic going into 10 a.m., but guess what happens at 10 a.m.? Here we are. Here's your 9:55 candle. Here's your 10 a.m. candle, and down we go. 10 a.m. reversal doing its thing. Stock market opens right here. This is the stock market or the Bitcoin opening candle in line with the stock market open. We go up into 10 a.m. I mean, technically the high was, right here. Oh, I'm sorry. 9:35. This is the 9 a.m. candle. The top is made by 9:40. We're consolidating, and then 10 a.m. down we go. Moving quickly through the charts. Bitcoin dominance is doing well, as I expected us to reverse off of the MRI and trend line. Gold and silver, I believe they have topped. Now, gold can still, consolidate here, but I think silver is cooked. I think silver is done. That's a reversal monthly candle. The month is coming to an end. We only have like 5 days to go. I think these were in that classic bubble top. And now if you look at the daily chart of these things, if we look at the daily chart of gold, this is going to be your bubble. It may come up a little bit. It may come up to here, make a secondary high. And I could be wrong, but, and down we go. Probably lower than that. And same thing for silver. If we go to the daily chart, here we go. We may reverse here a bit on the daily, make a secondary top, and down we go. So that is kind of, I think they top. That's exponential rise.
Oil. Comment section. Oil. There might be something happening.
No, I mean, we got an extension B ending here on a weekly. Monthly oil. I mean, oil's just been consolidating at the lows. I don't see oil going much lower than this. So I got to check if the Biden administration is still buying oil. I haven't done that in a while. Not Biden, the Trump administration is buying oil. I kept saying it for like years with the Biden administration. We are rising on oil prices right now. But oh, look at that. That's why they're telling me oil. Look at that daily MRI buy right here. Beautiful. Oil is incredibly leveraged. Man, this would have been a beautiful pickup on that's $5 move in oil. That is pretty good. Now, I think oil is still in in a bear market. So I wouldn't be excited about oil until it breaks like $65. Until then, it's still even 70. Oil is going to have to go a lot higher, and it has to do it out of consolidation. I'm kind of giving up on oil trades. It's very, very challenging in the last 12-month environment. Okay, you guys see my view on the S&P 500. We do need to get above this trend line, and then only gold and silver will be in a decline. S&P and Bitcoin are going to go up. But if the S&P is topping and we do start to break to new lows below 6,500, then everything is going to be in a decline. Gold, silver, S&P, Bitcoin, absolutely everything. All right. On this note, we're going to wrap it up. Matt, pull this out.
Yeah, Satwise Janks said I almost choked on my coffee from that Biden. I've got PTSD. And I hear you. When you said it, I was like, Biden buying oil. That doesn't surprise me. All right. So thank you so much. We didn't think you'd bring a show today, and we sure did. So we'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Have a lovely day.
My hike got moved to tomorrow, so can't promise tomorrow. But over the weekend, I want to do that. Is the bull market for Bitcoin over show, because I want to close like 40 tabs.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Have a great day.
Thank
you guys.